Looking at things from a higher perspective is an elevated and insightful and holistic viewpoint that allows you to step back from day-to-day details or emotional biases to see the big picture. This mental shift enables better strategic decision making, long-term planning, and empathetic understanding of complex situations. Psychological and cognitive behavior expresses moving beyond the immediate fight or flight response or emotional reaction that allows for critical thinking and objective analysis. It's the application of the metacognition, that is the ability to observe your own thoughts and step back outside of your ego to understand underlying motives. Get it? It's the ability to observe your own thoughts, what you're thinking, and step outside of your ego to understand the underlying motives. So, for example, you got those negative thoughts in your head. I don't know why people play with those negative thoughts that run through their head. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of spiritual warfare when you battling those, But that be a negative person. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to think about it. Like, where all this negative coming from? You got to step out your ego and understand what's the underlying motives for this. In philosophical and spiritual contexts, expressed in broader terms, it refers to an expanding state of consciousness where one transcends personal struggles to recognize the interconnectedness, universal truths, or a more serene, detached observation of reality. For example, you got to ask yourself, what is the main source of your stress or confusion right now? Once you recognize that stressor or that confusion, because devil is of the confusion, this is when you assess your situation more objectively. So, the psychological and cognitive behavior expresses moving beyond the immediate fight or flight response or emotional reaction that allows for critical thinking and objective reactions or analysis, basically. So it says fight or flight. Like, it's a lot of people get riled up and be in flight or fight mode, like, for real. That's because, and I understand that part, because when I was in the hood, I promise you, any heated argument, I was ready. And that's sad to say, but I get it. Then I had to observe my own thoughts and step outside of my ego to understand the underlying motives. But we already know, like, we in the hood, it's negative as hell, for one. You got dangerous people. You got people in the hood They ain't got nothing to lose. Like, they have nothing to lose. But if you got something to lose, you know to step back outside of your ego and understand your underlying motives. Like, man, I got stuff to lose. Like, but it's a lot of people in the hood, I promise you, they be in that mode because they don't care. They be in that mode. They ain't got nothing to lose. So you have to get ready. You got to stay ready to get ready in the hood. I get it. But you can not accept your circumstance and move in a better environment. Like, I promise you. And I used to have my friends say, oh, you think you better than us? Like, no. I choose not to live in the hood because I refuse to accept my circumstance. Period. You can't do that. You can't throw that on me. That's reflecting your issues from yourself. Don't. And then the psychological and spiritual context, you have to just understand what the stressor is and what the confusion is. And from that, the confusion for them, because I wasn't confused. The confusion for them was that they was reflecting their issues onto me. I don't think I'm better than no one. I ask God to help me better my circumstance. He helps me. He helps give me clarity. He don't give me confusion. He gives me clarity on how I'm going to do it. I get clarity. And the sad part is, about me being a woman and standing on my own, it's not too many strong men out there that see that. They like to dominate women, and I'm not the one to be dominated. I'm sorry. That's why. Now I understand the issues. And I would never dim my light for that type of love either. I did it before, but I learned that lesson. Now I'm just waiting on my blessing to come in. I refuse to settle for less. Even if I have to be by myself. Now I understand why the women in my family just chose being by themselves. But I do believe in love. I do. I ain't gonna lie. You know. But I know I want a divine partner. I don't want no confused partner. Because that is of the devil. But anyway, I was just letting you guys know how to look at things from a higher perspective. Like, you know, that fight or flight, that really got me because, yeah, living in the hood, it messed with your psyche and your cognitive behavior because it's so much going on. It's so much danger around. Danger lurks around. All the gangs, all that devil energy just roaming that town. You know, you call the police. They gonna take their time coming. I get it. I lived in. I'm from the hood. I know how they do. So I had to better my circumstance to get out the hood. Like, I don't want my kids to live the life that I live. I refuse to do that. To put my kids and traumatize my kids in that environment. I'd rather have my kids saying, we the only black kids in the... Represent your race. I taught my kids how to represent their race. Like, what? Now don't let nobody intimidate me. Because you know who we are. Like, that's out the window. I was raised, we bleed the same color of blood. We boo-boo in the toilet the same. We piss the same. We eat the same. We breathe the same air. The only difference is the melanin in our skin. I had to teach my kids that. Ain't nobody superior over nobody. It's just God bless us in different ways. But then you got the criminal, they steal for their riches. But God's children follow the path. God's children rely on Him. That's the only difference. Ashe.